The truth is, there is a lot of money in your creativity as a portrait/fashion photographer. I am living proof of that. In the space of under 3 years, I've been able to do the same. I've been able to build up a profitable portrait photography business while keeping creative or sticking to my creative style. So in this video, I'm going to teach you how to do the exact same thing. This video isn't going to simply just help you with how to take better photos, but obviously it will kind of help you with that, but also help you on the business side of your photography. How can you build a business? How can you land clients as a portrait photographer? Make a portfolio that clients will want to hire you for, while also sticking to your more creative and editorial side rather than trying to be commercialized, thinking that's how you're going to make money. Because we started to do photography because we wanted to express our creative and unique style as a photographer. We didn't come here to do boring commercialized shoots all the time. So no matter if you're a complete beginner who's never taken a portrait before or is very new to portrait photography, if you're more intermediate where you've been doing this for a couple of years maybe, you can take a good photo but you don't really know how to make serious money from this business model, or you could be someone more advanced from a different genre, maybe it's like music concerts or something like that, and now you want to make that transition into portraits. No matter what position that you're in, this guide is going to be perfect for you. And by the way, the knowledge that I'm going to give in this video is only a small fraction of what I offer in my course, which is top link below. Get the step-by-step guide to building up a profitable portrait photography business while keeping creative. And I want to get you there as quickly as possible. So if you want to check that out, just click the top link below. Okay, so step one in your journey, what are you going to do? Well, if you're quite new to portraits or you're just quite you're not very familiar with taking pictures of people and you still need to kind of improve on that, one thing that helped me the most in my journey was start by photographing friends and family. First thing that's really good about this, you already have that connection. You don't have to try to find someone on Instagram or LinkedIn or whatever it is to find that person to photograph. You've got someone right there, you got a friend, you have a family member, of course you do, that's already great. And also, you're already quite comfortable with that person. You already know them very well. Obviously you're friends with them or your family, like your brother or sister. So you're already quite comfortable around them. So you're not gonna have this nerve-wracking feeling affecting your skills as a portrait photographer. So the main tip that I'm gonna give you, treat it like it's a hangout. Like when you go to take photos of your friend or family member or whatever, treat it like it's a hangout. Don't treat it as okay, a dedicated photo shoot. You're gonna go on the day and okay, we need to get photos, that is it. Because when you do it like that, again, you're increasing that pressure on yourself. You're putting that pressure on yourself because now it's if you don't get any good photos out of it, you'll be quite stressed out. It's gonna be I didn't get any good photos out of the end of it. It's gonna feel like a waste of time and you're gonna have a negative connotation with your photography. But once you just kind of treat it like it's a hangout, we're just gonna go to, or ask a friend, okay, we're gonna go shopping, we're gonna play a sport or whatever, and then you're gonna take photos along the way. Still treat it like a somewhat photo shoot, of course. Still try to compose it, change the settings. Still take your time with the photos. Don't just be boom, 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 doing point and shoot. Because if you do point and shoot, you aren't really gonna learn from that. So you can in a way, but you would really want to actually ideally, you want to actually okay, when you're taking the photos, take your time, change the settings if needed, set up the shot, pose them, etc. That's how you're going to really learn to get good at actually taking portraits. One thing I would say is just take your time. Now, because you're taking photos of your friends and your family, you're not taking photos of a model, you're not on a time crunch, don't worry about it. Don't be super stressed out about it. Don't worry about, I don't have enough time, I don't want to keep the model waiting. No, he's not a model, he's just your friend. It's not a big deal. Just take your time. Even if it takes you a minute to take one photo, just if you really need to perfect the composition or whatever, or make sure the pose is right, or make sure the location that they're in looks fine, if whatever it is, that's fine. And on these shoots too, you're gonna get really good at posing and you're gonna get that practice with posing non-models. So when you're photographing your friends and your family or just anyone who isn't a model, they don't really know how to pose. If you're photographing an actual model, they know what they're doing. They can just pose, easy as shit. But when you're photographing your friend, they're not going to know how to pose. They're not going to know what specific thing they look good in a certain position or angle. They don't know what they're doing. So it's when you get that experience, when you have to force yourself to learn how to pose now because you need to make them look good. Don't just obviously I'm saying don't just take a photo of them, actually direct them, pose them as if it's an actual photo shoot. That's how you're going to learn, rather than just turning your brain off and just taking photos, but you're actually sitting down, thinking about the composition, thinking about the pose, thinking about the right, getting the perfect shot. Another thing too, make sure you shoot outdoors and not in a studio. You could shoot in a studio, but Outdoors is going to be so much better because, again, like that, going back to the thing of like treating it like it's a hangout, you can't really do that in a studio. Like if you're in a studio environment, that's already automatically super stressful for you, especially if you're new to this. Because imagine that you book like a 3-hour, 2-hour session in a studio. Now you're on a time crunch. You have to set up the lights. That's a new thing you have to worry about now. And you have to worry about, okay, making sure to get the shoot done on time and like, okay, getting to the location. And it's just so stressful for you where it's like, even sometimes with me now, like even now, sometimes if I'm booking a shoot, especially if it's like quite a big shoot and I've got like a certain time slot to take the photos, even I still get not overwhelmed, but I still gotta get a little bit nervous. So it's like, if someone who's more advanced and someone who's more of a professional, if I get like more overwhelmed, then you're definitely gonna get overwhelmed by a studio. So yeah, stick to outdoor environments because then you can do a good, what's the word? Run and gun, that's the one. Run and gun, you can go to multiple locations, it's more flexible and it's just less stressful in general, you know what I mean? Like, and also, because I'm gonna suggest you do this right now, I'm gonna suggest you to do this like every single week. Like I want you to do this very often because I want you to get really used to it and like, I don't want you to be doing stuff outside of portraits, basically. Like you're in this phase where you want to start making money from your portrait photography or your fashion photography or whatever, basically the same thing. You can't just start like wasting time doing street photography and landscape photography and some weddings or something like that. Like no, like you need to stick to portraits. So you need to get really good at portraits. So you're gonna be doing portraits, you're gonna be doing these portrait sessions with your friends and family like every week, multiple times a week. Because there's someone in my photography program and he was like in this kind of position where he's like quite new and he was doing photos like twice a week or photo shoots like twice a week. So yeah, if you're gonna do a studio session, then it's like, if you're booking out a studio every single week, how much is that? Like $100, $75? Like you don't want to be spending $100 every single week on a photo shoot. So yeah, stick to outdoors, it's completely free. So yeah, stick to outdoors so you can do as much as possible. So I would say after like a month or so of these photo shoots, depending on who you are, how long it's gonna take you to kind of adjust to taking portraits and getting good at it, you wanna move on to the next step, which is photographing aspiring models. So why aspiring models? Why not like actual pro models? Well, first thing with aspiring models, they're going to be much easier to find. Like you just find them on Instagram, they're going to have a quite low following. They're not really like, it's going to be quite easy to find them and work with them for free because they're kind of like in your position as a model. Like with your photography right now, like you're trying to build up your portfolio, gain experience. They're doing the same thing with their modeling. So they're obviously going to be open to working for free. And also going back to the last point when I said about posing, because they are aspiring, they may not be the best at posing. Some aspiring models are pretty good at posing, to be fair. But other models who are kind of like working up in the industry or whatever and gaining experience, they don't really know how to pose that well. So again, you have to get used to gaining that experience and forcing yourself to learn how to pose models. And then when you make that transition into shooting professional models, it's going to be a breeze for you. Because the last thing you want is to work with someone like a model or whatever you're shooting and they don't know how to pose. Then you're cooked, so you're literally fucked because it's like, what do I do? Like, how do I pose them? It's like, you're gonna make them look awkward because you don't know what you're doing. Again, going back to the first one, when you're going back to friends and family, you're gonna gain that experience of posing people that don't know how to pose. And in this phase, you're gonna do that even on another level. You might even be thinking right now, well, if I'm gonna do a paid shoot, then obviously I'm gonna be working with professional models. So why do I need to get experience with these non-models? Well, to be honest with you, as someone who has worked with clothing brands as a photographer, who's been booked for these types of shoots like ad campaigns, sometimes, to be fair, a lot of the time, you aren't going to be working with professional models. Like either they don't have the budget for professional models or they want someone more authentic. Like they want someone, or maybe it's like sometimes it's the owner in modeling or something like that. Like you might not be working with an actual professional model on these shoots, even on paid shoots, let alone your free portfolio shoots. And by the way, the program that I have, which is top link below, that will teach you exactly how to get jobs with these clothing brands and other clients alike, while still being creative and not just these boring commercial shoots. So yeah, click the top link below if you're interested. And another great thing about shooting aspiring models is, especially as a beginner, is that it's just less pressure. Like if you're going to be working with a professional model, especially if you're starting out, you're not really that good technically or whatever, it's like, it's gonna be so nerve-wracking. It's like, oh my God, I'm working with a professional model with all this experience and you have basically zero experience. But if you're working with someone who's kind of like on a similar level to you, then it's like, it's not as pressure, it's not as much pressure, it's not as anxiety inducing. And the reason why I'm honing down a lot on like trying to have a stress-free experience and less pressure is because pressure and stress is one of the main things that stops photographers from creating their best work. Like for me, when I had this issue when I really first started out, I used to get so stressed on my shoots that like I would never take any good photos. Or I would take some good photos, but I wouldn't take the best photos that I could have taken because I was simply rushing or stressing or something like that. So I'm trying to tell you in this video that like, if you do the methods I'm telling you to do right now, you're not gonna have that same stress. And obviously you're naturally gonna feel stressed out on a shoot, of course, especially when you're starting out, but I'm trying to like reduce it as much as possible, if that makes any sense. So yeah, when you're making that transition from shooting friends and family to aspiring models, it's just much less pressure on you. It relieves a lot more stress because it's more seamless now. Because again, you've had that experience with like posing and stuff like that, and it's like it's a nice smooth transition. It's less stressful. It's not like a instant like boom, now you're shooting professional models instantly. Like the first shoot, professional model. Like no, like you're slowly making that transition into shooting better and better people or models, and just over time, it's not going to feel like a drastic change for you. But I would say in this step in your career, you would need to start experimenting, learning how to understand your style as a portrait photographer. And what is your style? What is your unique style? Well, it's literally everything in your photos, everything in your portfolio and work. So it's not just like, oh, your lighting and your color grading. No, it's literally everything. Like, yes, lighting and color grading, but also compositions, color palette, styling, types of models, the themes, even the locations, like everything in your photo. There's this like French word that people use in the film industry. It's called mise en scène. That literally means everything in the frame. Like literally everything, the production design, the actors, like how are they acting, like their facial expressions, like all the visual things in that frame is the mise en scène, which is your style. Your style is your mise en scène in your photography. So don't just think, oh, my lighting and my color grading and that is it. Like no, like some people think like, oh, just because they have like a signature color grading technique, that means like they have a unique style. Like no. Because your style is still all over the place, your work is still all over the place. You've got street photography on there, you've got random portraits of strangers, and you've got like a fashion shoot with a brand, and you've got a wedding. Like just because they all have the same color grading doesn't make it your style. It doesn't make it unique. So when you're in that experimental phase, you want to experiment with all of those factors. Like I did this exact thing in like 2023, early 2024. I would do first thing I would do loads of shoots, and also I would try out everything. Like I would do different lighting techniques. I would be like, okay, sometimes it'd be quite moody editorial lighting or whatever. Other shoots would be quite like high key, maybe beauty lighting. I did stuff with like types of models. Sometimes I use models with a quite unorthodox look. Sometimes I use more like traditional looking models. I did shoots where I was doing locations in a forest. I did loads of shoots in a studio. I had all these sorts of themes and messages and color palettes, black and white, colors, no colors, tungsten. I was trying out everything basically, and because of that, I found out what I liked the most. I found, okay, what was my favorite shoots out of all of these? What did I like the most about them? And like, okay, this is what I like the most, and now I've kind of found my signature style finally after like 2 years. And by the way, don't be afraid to start by shooting models, like professional models in this phase. I don't think like, oh, Joe told me to only shoot aspiring models, so I can only shoot aspiring models. Like, of course, you can shoot like pro models if you want to. It's not like a big deal. I'm just saying like, maybe you want to start off by shooting aspiring models and then make that transition into professional models. But there's no like set in stone thing of like, you need to shoot aspiring models. Like you can obviously transition into shooting professional models here and there, going back and forth between them both. Maybe even going back to the friends and family. Maybe have like a friend or family member that you think would be amazing for this specific concept or shoot. Then whatever it is, it's like, it doesn't matter. Don't be afraid to be inconsistent. Don't be afraid to be like, oh, but that's not my style. Like just do as much as possible in this phase. It's not really about trying to have a consistent style right now. So just don't worry about that. Just do as much as possible, because this is how we're going to establish ourselves as a creative portrait photographer. We're not going to just do a bunch of boring commercial, e-commerce, whatever types of shoot, and then all of a sudden land a creative job with a clothing brand. It doesn't work like that. Look at these big fashion photographers who do these cool editorial shoots for magazines and brands like Nike and Louis Vuitton and Gucci, right? They didn't have they had a portfolio that was already creative and experimental from the start. That is what lured those brands into hiring them. So we need to start off by, from the very beginning when we were shooting friends and family, trying to be as creative as possible, finding our style. Like in the friends and family part, it's more about just like getting good at the technical side of things, but you can still try to be creative, and maybe you want to book out a studio one time or something like that. But in this phase of like shooting aspiring and pro models, this is when we want to be like as creative as possible. Don't be like, oh, you can't be creative to make money. Doesn't work like that. You can make money from your creativity. That is literally one of the main ways you can make money as a portrait photographer. You can make money as a portrait photographer in basically any sort of way, in a more commercial sense or in a more editorial, creative sense. Pick the one that you want to actually do. And if you're watching this video, it's going to be the more creative editorial style of things. So stick to that. Don't fucking ignore these people that go like, you can't be creative being a portrait photographer. You can't do that. You have to be boring and do headshots for companies. Like, shut the fuck up. Yes, you can. I'm living proof that you can make money from your creativity. My work, if you look at my portfolio, there's a link below. You can check it out. It's all experimental. Even the more commercial work that I've done, it's still somewhat stylized in some sort of way. I literally go on meetings with clients that tell me, oh, we need your creative input. We need your creativity. They're open to my creative input. They have like, they literally sometimes these shoots, they literally give me full creative control. They literally tell me, and they pay me a good amount of money to do these shoots too. So it's not like they don't know what they're doing. Like, they give me like a lot of money to do these things, and they literally tell me, okay, make a concept for us. Like, here's like, they might already have like a brief idea what they want, but they're like, okay, let us know what like type of lighting that you would think you would go for, or the themes, or what the color palette, what sort of backdrop we would use, or whatever. Obviously, they would sort everything else out, and it's like, I'm getting all that creative control, and I'm getting paid to do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of these other shoots, so you don't get any creative control. Like, I'm getting all creative control, and it's amazing. Yeah, it's more work for me, but sometimes it's like, that's a good thing, because now I can like actually curate it into the work that I want to create, and get paid alongside of it. Okay, so on to step 3, Genius Shoots. And if you're finding this guide useful so far, you might as well check out the full guide, which is top link below, which is my course. That will go into a full in-depth guide into how to build up a portrait photography business, make it profitable while keeping creative. The main course in this program is what this whole video is revolved around, but you also get 2 bonus courses. You get the portrait lighting course, which goes over everything that I know about studio lighting. I feel like I'm pretty good at lighting, so yeah, that little like course that you get is like an hour and a half. That will be perfect for you if you don't really know much about studio lighting, and if you think you know a lot about it, you'll learn there's a lot more that you don't know, basically. And also there's the model network course, so you want to learn about how to source models. I've been talking about like how to get the aspiring models, work with the professional models. Well, I teach you exactly how to source them for completely free, how I do it for basically all my photo shoots to this day. So it isn't outdated knowledge, this is something I still use to this day. And the section that I'm about to go over right now is broken down into like an hour long in the main course in the program. So in this video, we're going to break it down into like 10 minutes. So if you check out the full thing, again, click the top link below. I'm going to teach you exactly how to make work that will attract high paying clients that are open to your creativity. So yeah, just click the top link below in the description to check it out. So a genius shoot is how us creative photographers are going to make their best work yet, the work that is going to attract them those high paying clients. Because again, fuck the noise, the people that say, oh, you can't make money from your creativity, you have to be commercialized and kind of boring and centered around more business and corporate. Stupid advice, don't listen to them people. But yeah, let's get on to this. Let's get on with this section. So what is a genius shoot? Well, it's my own like term that I've coined, but it's a shoot where you plan, budget, and source a team. They're the 3 main things that you want to be doing on your photo shoots, especially your portfolio building shoots. So when you're planning it, you're thinking of a concept, you're creating a shot list, you're making a mood board for styling, you're making a mood board for styling, making a mood board for lighting, you're making a mood board. You're basically covering over every single section, every important section of the photo shoot. Again, your style consists of everything. So you need to make sure you are putting emphasis on everything in the photo shoot. And then budgeting the photo shoot is simply just putting money towards the shoot. Like, you'd be surprised how much more you can elevate your concepts on your photo shoots by simply putting like $100 to it. Like, if you look at my portfolio, some of the portfolio building shoots that I do, they don't even look like low budget. They look so high budget, even though I only put like, just simply because I put like a little bit of money towards it. So if you're willing to put money towards your photo shoots, that's amazing. Because but like your gear your gear does not stop with your investment. So you don't just invest money into your gear and it stops there. The investment into your photography does not stop at your gear. It carries on. You want to keep spending money on these portfolio building shoots. And then lastly, sourcing a team. So that's self-explanatory, like sourcing a team for the photo shoot, like getting a makeup artist, getting a stylist involved, maybe getting an assistant to help you out with the lighting and setting up and packing down. Like, those things are going to really help you with like the stress level of the photo shoot. Right? You can put all your focus into your photography and you can perform at your best. So how do I plan my photo shoots? This is exactly how I plan my photo shoots to create my best work yet. So this is what I like to do. I create like a slideshow or PDF, like a treatment for the photo shoot. You probably know what a treatment is already in the film industry. It's something like you create a PDF, you explain the concept for the video, whatever. You want to do the same thing with your photo shoots. Don't just do it for video just because video is like more complicated. You also do it for your photo shoots too. So this is a photo shoot that I did like a month or so back. This is like a New Balance spec ad that I did. I've called it Unlisted, right? And then what I like to start off with, I like to start off with like a small description for the photo shoot. So I kind of explain like, okay, I've kind of put like more, what's the word? Like I put in more context into what the vibe of the shoot is, the concept, the story behind it, the themes, etc. So you can obviously read that there. Black and white editorial, grey days, but New Balance grey days, moody modern take on being wanted but unreachable, featuring a tattooed muse in grey tones, vintage George, and they're kind of explaining what they're wearing basically. You can, by the way, you can just use ChatGPT for this, so you don't have to use your own words. Again, top link below, my program will teach you exactly how to create a concept, how to create these from scratch using AI and also by using your own creativity. So yeah, click the top link below if you want to check that out. But yeah, so I'll start off with like a mood board for the photo shoot, like a general mood board, which is like, you're probably creating this. So you're probably doing something like this right now, like you're creating a mood board, but you're stopping at that. Imagine I just created this, the photos I would create, which obviously I will put on the screen later on in the video, wouldn't have happened. So yeah, mood board, little mood board here first. Again, it's black and white. This is the general vibe of the shoot, the lighting, the styling, like the general themes, whatever. So next up, I start with the lighting. So I specifically mention what is the lighting going to be. I even mocked up this lighting setup and this like 3D model in this app called Setalight. I'll link it below. Setalight is basically like a 3D simulation of of basically studio lighting, and you can kind of like, you can add models in there, put like certain lighting modifiers. You can really like curate your own lighting in this. Obviously these reference photos, I literally created these reference photos. So obviously the lighting that we got here is exactly the lighting I'm going for. But yeah, I put a little small description, soft low-key lighting with harsh highlights for drama and impacts. Next up, I have the styling. So again, styling, also a part of your style. Put that in there. This is because I worked with a stylist on the shoot, so obviously I want to let them know like what the model should wear. We didn't actually go for this outfit in the end. We went for the socks, but everything, and the jorts. But these two things here, we went for something completely different. But this was the initial idea basically. I had that, but again, like we did switch it up. But it's like we switched it up, but again, like we had a reference photo here. I didn't just go like, I want the model to wear all white and black New Balance outfit. Like, no, like I'm actually being like, okay, here's a specific pieces that I think would be great. And I even put the links to them here. Like, here's the links to what I'm gonna go for. And obviously you can click on it and the stylist, or you can click on it and see it, buy it, check it out, check out the website, see if there's anything else you wanna get, etc. And then I put accessories, which is basically a part of the styling, but it's an extra section. I want some accessories. I want some like rings, silver jewelry, like rings, bracelets, necklaces, that sort of thing. And you can add more to this. This photo shoot, I didn't have much to it because it was a male model. So I didn't have to put like a makeup in there. I already had like the model sorted, so I didn't have to put like a casting direction in there. There's a lot of things that you could be adding here. You can add stuff like props. I think we did use a prop in the end, but I didn't put it in here for some reason, but we used like a phone prop, like a brick phone. I could have put that in there, put the location. The location was just the studio, so I didn't put that in there. Probably should have put that in there, to be honest with you, but putting stuff like the location in there, what's the makeup going to be? If you don't have a model already, what's the casting direction going to be? Put like reference photos of like what type of model you want to use. Again, your style consists of everything, even one of those things being the types of models that you use. Do you like to use quite traditional looking models, like, or do you like to use very editorial and like unique looking people? Put that in there. Put that in the slideshow. I want something like this, being super specific about it. Because you can imagine like that makes you look so much more professional now, because you are making an entire like treatment for your photo shoot, rather than just being like most photographers are just like, oh, let's just book a shoot with a model and just rock up the set and take some photos. Like, no wonder why you're not creating your best work and you aren't landing clients. It's because of that. So now that we've covered over that section, now we'll go on to a shot list. A shot list is going to be extremely important for you. Like, if you don't really know how to pose, especially, this is going to be perfect for you. So what I like to do is I put in the description, I like to put like an actual, the definite, like what type of shot is, like the size of the shot. So it's like a full shot, mid shot, close up, whatever. And then I put in reference photos of the types of poses that you could do in that composition. So here's some angles, show you some shots we got here, like 8 little like examples here. But these are just references. They're not like the exact things that you want to be doing. You think like, oh, exactly this pose or exactly that pose. Like, it's more just like a reference of like, okay, here's something that we can do, and we can like kind of bounce ideas off each other from that. Like, this whole thing is basically just reference. So obviously something is like really specific things, but this whole PDF is more just like, okay, here's like this is what I'm going for. And if I'm working with a team, like a model, stylist, makeup artist, whatever, they can kind of give their own suggestions. So you can see how like it puts them in this more collaborative position, because you're now visualizing what you want from the shoots. Like, they know your specific vision, so now they can work from that. So, pardon me. And you can imagine now it's better than just being like, oh, I'm going for a New Balance shoot, a black and white New Balance shoot. Okay, what else? Give me more. And it's just easier to put it in a PDF rather than like trying to text it to them and like calling them or like voice noting them like, oh, I'm going for this. Like, no, but you're showing off like a visual thing. And most people, especially creatives, are visual learners. They are visual learners. They want to learn visually. They want to learn from photos and like big text and graphic design, because we're creative people, not like a voice note, you know what I mean? And next up, mid to close-up shots. So here's some like shots of like, oh, we could do this pose or something like that for a close-up, blah, 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 etc. We did some of these poses. Again, like having like 8 in there is good, because again, it's like a reference. It just gives you some ideas of what you could do. You don't have to copy this exact thing. Just be like, okay, let's do something like that. That can give you another idea. Maybe I'll do something like that. Like, you can obviously think of stuff on the day. This is great to have if you can't think of anything. And then I'll do product shots. So like, here's some examples of product shots, like the angles and types of shots that we could do. Like maybe do something with his laces, maybe has his foot like that. We did something similar to this one right here. And next up, shots on the phone. We did some shots where he had like the brick phone in his hand. We did some of that. And then lastly, chair shots. So like we had shots in the chair basically. So again, like it was also you can imagine that it's reminding you like what type of poses that you want to do. Like if it's a really specific shot that you want to get, if you put it down in this little PDF and you're cycling through it on the day, you can see it. And I would suggest you have it like next to you, so you can imagine like if you're shooting the model, I'm shooting you right now, I have it like next to me on like a chair, on a desk or something like that, and right next to me, the model can literally look at it and be like, let's do something like that next. And it really works. I did a shoot recently, like last week, or a few days ago actually, and I did the exact same thing. And there's the model just like, he just kept looking at it. He's like boom. He's like going out with poses, boom, 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 boom. And it was just so easy for him. And also for me too, how I was just like, if you couldn't think of a pose, quickly, boom, okay, let's do that now. Boom, point to that, do that, boom, boom, boom. And it's just like so easy. And it just helps with the flow of the photo shoot too. Like you can imagine like, you're spending much less time having to think of poses, and it's much less awkward, and it has like a good flow to the shoot, if that makes any sense, which makes you look more professional. Even if like you were literally just looking at a screen and going off that, it literally makes you look more professional, because you're now not just like, oh, what pose? But you're actually like, you know, you're actually on the ball, you're on the flow of the shoot, boom, boom, bang, 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 next shot, boom. And lastly, I'll just put in like the photographer and the stylist as like who's working on the shoot basically. But yeah, boom. See, very simple thing, very simple stuff. This will probably take you, if you're trying to think of a creative concept and stuff like that, this will probably take you like, I don't know, hour, maybe 2 hours maximum, but it's worth it in the end. And again, it just makes you look so much more professional. Like, imagine like most photographers, they just be like, oh, let's rock up to shoot, take a couple of photos and go home. No one ever does this. No, I don't know any photographer that does it. Obviously, photographers do obviously, like professional photographers do this, but photographers are for like free shoots or photographers on a lower level, they don't really do this. So obviously this is really good to do, because it's to make you stand out as a photographer. It almost like creates that illusion that you're much better than you actually are. So yeah, great little thing to do. I definitely would suggest you make a PDF for your next photo shoot. So I'd say in this experimental phase, you want to do as many shoots as possible. Again, probably maybe not as much as the friends and family one. I mean, even then you can. I did as well. I did like a shoot every single week or every other week, like doing like 2 to 5 projects per month. That's great, because again, like gives you enough time to like get used to taking portraits, also experimenting with multiple things. If you're doing like 1 shoot a month, you can't really experiment that much. Like you can do 1 shoot a month and like you're just slowing down the process for no reason. Obviously it would depend on like how much free time that you have, especially if you're doing genius shoots. If you're in the small phase, but now like you've kind of found your style, you kind of know what you like, and you want to start by re-perfecting your portfolio, really like getting it perfect, then you probably only want to do like 2 to 3 of these a month, or 1 to 3 a month, because you don't want to do too many, because you're going to get stressed out, overwhelmed, you're going to get burnt out quite easily. Because if you're doing a genius shoot and you're creating the PDF like I just looked over like every single week, you can burn out quite quickly from that. And you want to be creating very like solidified concepts and really like thought out pieces of art and projects. So the last thing you want to do is doing it a lot more. So it's like more like quality over quantity, if that makes any sense. And if you want the full guide to how I plan my photo shoots, how I schedule my shoots, how I think of a concept, and everything that I know about creating my best work yet that attracts me those high paying clients, just click the top link below from my course or my program. They'll tell you exactly how to do that. Again, it breaks down what I just talked about now into like an hour long. That section alone that we just talked about, that's like an hour plus long, and how like my whole process behind it. So yeah, just click the top link below if you want to check that out, and I want to see you inside the program, because you're going to be guaranteed to land your next paying client if you do so. Okay, so on to step 4, mastering your style. So after this more experimental phase, after you've been doing a lot of different types of shooting, different lighting, color palette, whatever it is, you now want to basically note down which ones were your favorite. Like out of like the amount of shoots that you did in this more experimental phase, which ones were your favorite? Like, and once you found the ones that you like the most, that you resonate with the most, like pick like, don't be like, oh, I like all of them. Like actually pick like your true, like your favorites out of them all. And then note down what you actually like about those shoots. Like don't just go, oh, I like that shoot, but be like, write down like, why do I like that shoot? Like what specifically about that shoot that resonates with me the most? Is it the lighting? What type of lighting is it? What type of styling is it? What type, was it the type of model that I used? Was the model that I used really cool and I really liked that type of model? Or was it like the location that I was in? Whatever it is, like write it down physically. And like after you have that note, after you've had all those notes of different, the lighting that you like, the styling, whatever, you then, with each category that you've noted down, so like lighting, styling, color palette, themes, etc., write down your favorite one of those things out, your favorite thing from that category into that category, if that makes any sense. So like, out of all the lighting techniques that you use for your favorite shoots, which one would you do the most? So which is the one? Let's say you picked 3 photo. You say you picked 3 photo shoots, really good photo shoots that you like the most. Your 3 favorite ones. 2 of them have this more cinematic, moody, high contrast type of lighting. There's a lot of shadow involved. It's very like, yeah, moody. But then one of the third shoot, one of the shoots has this quite high key beauty lighting. It's very like most natural, more airy sort of lighting. And you say you like both type of lighting techniques, but it's like if you pick 2 out of the 3 that are moody and cinematic, maybe you actually want to stick to the moody and cinematic lighting and not go to the airy and natural light look. And do the same thing with your styling, do the same thing with your color palette, do the same thing with your types of locations that you used, etc. And obviously they are bound, by the way, your favorite shoots, they are bound to be very similar in some sort of way. Like they're going to be relatable in some sort of way. And once you found that, once you have like your favorite lighting, your favorite type of styling, color palette, be as cutthroat as possible. Don't be like, oh, I like it all, I like doing them all. Like no, I'll say 1 to 2 maximum. But preferably 1 type of lighting, 1 type of styling, whatever, but like 1 to 2 maximum. And after you found that, your shoots from now on should stick to all of those things. So whatever you wrote down for each category, your photo shoots from now on should stick to that category of lighting, of styling, of color palette, etc. Because the truth is, high-paying clients do not want to see range. You think that like, oh, I want to show off that I can do all these different types of photography and lighting to make it look like I have range and really good at everything. No, people, high-paying clients and high-quality clients, they hate that. Or even clients in general, they hate that. I used to do that when I was in my more experimental phase, and I was showing off this in my portfolio. Obviously, I was in this more experimental phase, so obviously, like naturally, my shit is going to be like very all over the place. But like, I wasn't really landing that many clients. But once I actually started to like niche down, like once my style was like niching down and getting more specific as time went by, I would actually notice there was a correlation between me niching down and me landing more shoots. So do that, like just go as niche down as possible, because yeah, clients don't want to see that. Your portfolio right now is probably all over the place. I've taught people on my program, I've seen photographers online in real life, and like their portfolio is just all over the place. Like yeah, even if the photos are technically good photos, they're not very like, there's no consistency. There's no consistency to it all. And that is why your creativity doesn't land you clients. So you think, oh well, creativity doesn't make you money because didn't help me or didn't help other people that say that. But it's like, That's because they didn't have a consistent style. It was all over the place. Like, I'm teaching you in this video how to make money from your creativity. It's not just about being creative and that is it, it's just for the sake of it, but it's also about how you can be creative while making it a client magnet worthy, if that makes any sense. Like, no wonder your creativity isn't making you any money, because it's all over the place. You've got street stuff there, you've got weddings, you've got events, you've got like a concert photography, like put your photos from a concert, and you've got some fashion photos in there. It's like, it's all over the place. But if you follow the steps in this video, like I'm telling you, to stick to portraits, to stick to like that fashion thing, fashion shoots, then it's like, you're bound to land clients. Again, like, because I am more niche in my portfolio, I get emails from clients and like all these other people that be like, yeah, we love your style, we're gonna hire you for your style. And guess what? You can charge more for that. You can literally get away with charging more than the usual photographer, because you have that unique style. You have that uniqueness about you that like not other people can replicate, which obviously makes you more valuable in the market. And like I said about Genius Shoots, do them every single time. Don't like, oh, I'm gonna do like this boring like run and gun shoot with no planning. No, every single shoot that you do needs to be perfect. It needs to be perfect. Like the portfolio building shoots that you do need to be perfect. Even if you do one time a month, one shoot a month, or even once every 2 months, right? Make sure it's perfect and it's the best work that you've ever created. Like, I strive for like every single shoot that I do to be the best shoot that I've ever done. And because of that, I create super high quality work and I attract those high quality clients. And obviously when you're doing this, you don't have to really prioritize quantity. You can do more like 1 to 3 a month. Like, I think this month is about 3 this month that I've done, but usually it's like a 1. It's like a 1, maybe even once every 2 months sometimes, because I'm busy with like getting more paid shoots and stuff like that. Like, don't think you have to be shooting all the time, by the way. Just make sure like the photos that you actually take are amazing. Like, if your photos that you're taking aren't really the best, you probably want to do more. But once you like know that you're creating really good work and you're quite confident with your ability as a portrait/fashion photographer, then you can start by prioritizing quality, making sure you're getting the right team, the right model, the right location, you're putting the right amount of money towards the shoot. Again, Genius Shoots. And if you just follow the steps and you just keep going from there, you are guaranteed in the next few years that you're going to be making a lot of money from your portrait photography, from your creativity too. Like, yeah, will you land a couple of commercial boring shoots here and there? Of course you will, but it won't be like your main source of revenue. It will be just like your thing that you do occasionally for money, but it's not the main thing, you know what I mean? So you'll be mainly landing those high quality, high paying, creative editorial types of shoots like I've been doing. And it took me almost 3 years to get into this position. It took me almost 3 years to like build up my portfolio, experimenting, finding my style, niching down, and finally landing high paying clients. And I don't want you to take 3 years. That's why I created my program, which is top link below. That will speed up the process. Like, I doubt that you're watching this video, you're like, oh yeah, 3 years, that's not long. Like, no, like you want it to take much quicker than that, especially if you're watching videos like this. You want to speed up the process. You don't want to be waiting years twiddling your thumbs being like, oh, what do I do next? That is why I created the program, so you can just speed up the progress of the process, and it's just going to be much easier for you. You don't want to be doing this trial and error where it's like, oh, what do I do next? Is it do that? Make a load of mistakes like I did. You just want to like just go through it. Like, I wish I had something like this when I first started. Like, this is a blessing for you right now. Like, you should be listening to the video and being like, oh my God, thank God there's a course out there like mine that can actually help you with this, because it's like, I never had this when I started out. Like, there obviously were things like this when I first started out, but it was just like, oh, $1,000, $2,000, join my program for 10K or like $1,000. Like, no, I don't have that money. This program that I'm sending you right now is only $200 or $197 to be more specific. It'll probably go up in the future, but for now, it's $200. So I want you to lock in that price point. Like, what's $200? That's like a low end photo shoot. Like, on the lowest end of photo shoots. Like, you can get paid about like minimum, which is obviously you will get. You're probably getting that right now. But you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna make your money back from a single photo shoot. So the courses in the program are essentially free. And again, like this guide in this video, it's for everyone. It's for beginners who like don't know how to take a portrait, they're just starting out, intermediate people that have been doing it for a few years, maybe you made some money from it, but you don't really know how to make it a consistent thing, how to make it a full-time career. Or you could be someone more advanced in a completely different genre of photography. Maybe you're really good at weddings, or you made a lot of money from concert photography. There's actually a student in the program that is like in a similar position where like he was really experienced and established in like concert and music photography, and now he's making that transition and he joined the program into like portrait and fashion photography and learning how to get good at that. So no matter what position that you're in, this program is definitely for you. So we need to click the top link below to check it out. It's already people in there that are making serious progress, landing paid shoots with clients, like giving that creative input. it's a great time. And obviously they've made their money back like tenfold from what they've invested into the program. So yeah, click the top link below if you're interested in that, if you want to start by landing high paying clients and clients that will give you that creative input. And yeah, that is it. Thank you for watching. Click on this video right here to learn more about portrait photography. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.